Since the last one was such a great success, we figured we'll do part two of why I hated corporate. And here's the second reason. The statement, and if you've worked corporate, you're probably very familiar with this. This is how we always do it. We've always done it this way. And people's mentality that just because it's been done this way in the past, this is how it needs to get done in the future, even though the approach is probably not as good as what you're presenting, right? And I ran across this so many times in every single company that I worked for. And to me, it was like literally the most annoying thing when you're like, why don't we do it this way? No one would even come up with the tiniest like idea of why that thing that you present doesn't work. Everyone would be like, oh, we just always do it that way. Okay, that doesn't mean that there isn't a better way to do it, right? So to me, that was just super frustrating, right? You try to approach an issue with a new solution, and that's what you're always hit with. Or if you're whatever you're trying to do, it's just super annoying, right? And even if you do come up with something that is good and it does get past a few layers, it ends up going to someone else that has no idea about what job you're doing at all, right? Some like high up manager, and he'll just put the kibosh on it, like, oh, we just always do it that way. So it's just super stupid, super frustrating. And to kind of go along with that is like most companies try to like SOP the shit, some more than others, out of everything. And what SOP is a standard operating procedure. And obviously you need them, but most companies have them. They either have so many of them that it's just like super annoying and you don't even want to like read them, because it's like there's literally one on like how to breathe. I had this one company that had one on how to walk on ice. Really, you need to tell people how to walk on ice? Like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But anyway, that's what I mean by SOP the shit out of everything. And to me, and obviously you need SOPs, and I think there's like a balance between like, having people be creative and still have SOPs so you can, scale and so forth. But the point of this is that like that saying, I think, is just super well used in corporate, and that to me, I think it just kills people's like creativity, and it literally kills like everything. Right? Because I remember being young and I just like started there, and like every single thing that I came up with, right, I was like young and full of ideas and whatever, right, creativity. And like every single time I heard that, it just like sucked something out of me. Like, okay, this is dumb, like this is what I have to look forward to. So literally it just like sucks the soul, and like you literally have no, like you go to work and you just feel empty, because it's like, okay, yeah, cool, so I am this engineer, right, that's supposed to be all this, but at the end of the day, you're just as replaceable as the dude that's a greeter at Walmart, or the dude that's taking orders at Burger King, right? So that's part two. The we always do it this way, or this is how it's always done statement. And for the next one, I was going to talk about this one, but people's literal like chronic way of taking the obviously what I'm trying to say is taking the words out of my mouth, but just taking I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. So wait for the part three one, and I'll figure out what to say by the time the part three one comes. So have a good one, and make a list. If you work corporate and you don't work corporate anymore, drop another thing in there. to see. And like obviously like I'm not like making these videos to like bash on corporate, because there's plenty of people that work in corporate and they love their job, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, these are just the honest things that bothered me and I wasn't okay with. And I think that if you're planning on going into a career in corporate, you need to know about these things, right? Because no one tells you these things when you go to college. No one tells you these things when, you know, you go to a college recruiting event. Everyone's like, oh, it's so great. It's the best thing ever. You're going to love it. And meanwhile, the dude's like, I don't know, thinking about killing himself like every other day, right? And it's not just, that's just like extreme, but like, you know, like the amount of stress and bullshit you deal with working these jobs, like no one sells you that when you go to a career event. Like there's no like scale on like stress and pay and hours and all that stuff, right? And no one puts that out there. So that's why I like almost like hated doing those events, because I was like yelling. I was literally, I felt like I was lying to these like poor dudes that were like coming out of college all excited and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, come here, it's so great. And in the meantime, I'm like, yeah, shit sucks. So anyway, kind of went on a tangent there, but anywho, that's part 2. Part 3, part 4, there's probably going to be like a million parts to this. But like I said, don't take this as me bashing corporate. Take this as, if you're going, obviously I'm bashing corporate because I didn't like corporate and I'm never going back. But to go along with that, take it more as, if you know someone that's going to college and they don't know what they want to do, and they get told by everyone around them to go be an engineer or go do whatever in corporate, they should know these things, right? Because once you once you went to college for 4 to 5 years to get this stupid piece of paper that essentially only tells people that, hey, I can read the shit that's in this book and regurgitate it on a test, right? It doesn't make you any smarter or any better than anyone else. This is like what you have to look forward to. So obviously I'm very biased, but right, I saw both sides, and after seeing both sides and all the other people that I know that have seen both sides, I think a lot of them kind of feel that same way, right? And to me, it was just a good learning experience to know that, hey, like as I build my business, these are the things that annoy the shit out of me working for someone else. So I'm gonna make sure to not do those things. Obviously, just to make a better company overall, but to make sure that if I do have good people, like I think, in corporate, I can see that they're valuable and I can use them to their highest value instead of them leaving because they're annoyed at the way we do shit. I want to say things and shit as the way we do things. So anyway, this video went way too long, went on a tangent or 2 or 3. But anyway, hopefully this helped, and drop a comment below with the thing that you dislike most about your job. Have a great night, and I'll see you on the next one.